Bwana asifiwe. Si bado tu Kenya? Bwana asifiwe. Assalamu alaikum. I'm very happy. Thank you very much, our Permanent Secretary, Diplomat Extraordinaire. I mean, you're amazing. So we really appreciate. I really like the introduction. I'm very happy to see all of you here. Today, unfortunately, we'll not have question and answers. It's just talking heads. So I can just tell you a few things to prepare you for where we are going. And then we'll have more meetings where we can actually discuss a few things. So I'm very, very pleased to be here and to the great welcome. I want to say thank you to Waziri Omamo. She met me, we talked, she prepared the team for me, and together with the Permanent Secretary, did a good job. I saw what CS Namwamba had done, and that collective work has really helped. So I'm very, very happy to be in a great ministry. You know, I was thinking to myself, you know, I was here at KICC for nearly 10 years, working as a government spokesperson. I started that office from zero and took it to the sky. Then I went to Machakos. I started a county government from zero and took it to the sky. Now I'm inheriting a ministry that is already in the stars, so I'm taking it to the heavens. So tutapaa kabisa, and we're going to do very well. I only have very quick 8 points. Very quick 8 points. Point number 1 is to thank the President for appointing me to this office. I'm very grateful. He likes my chap spirit. He likes my experience. Most of you know I've lived overseas for many years. When you talk about Canberra, my children are in Canberra. I lived in the US for many years, worked in the Middle East. I've traveled this globe. So I understand. Mimi si wale wataenda na wanaenda ngambo wanaenda kushangaa mataa. Sikia watu wanashangaa mataa. Mtu anafika ngamba anasema kaifafa, haya. So I've lived overseas and I know how it is, and I know the work that we're able to do. One of the things that has really impressed me is the quality of staff that we have. I don't know whether you watched my vetting. Did you watch my vetting? Say, did well. Si kwa mbaya sana, si ndio? But the only reason I did well was because of the preparation that I got from the team. From the Director Generals and Directors, walinikalisha chini, tukakaa chini siku mbili, masaa mengi, wakanifunza mambo, tukaongea, tukachambuana, we found solutions. Wonderful, brilliant. I think we have the smartest people in this government. So I think I'm joining a team that is already up there, as has been said by the PS. Point number 2 actually. I'm going to be an executive minister. I was an executive governor. That means Mr. Kwa nakaa chini ati PS ndio nafanya kazi, mimi ndio nafanya kazi, PS namfanya mwambie ile kazi anafanya. Unanipata? The buck stops with me. I make decisions, we move together. And we move on. Therefore, you know who to work with. I'm very predictable. I'm very consistent. Mimi niko unajua kuna watu wengine leo juu yuko namna gani, kesho. I'm very predictable. Once you learn my style, bas, you know I'm predictable. You know what I like, what I don't like. We work together. And me, I just want efficiency and to be able to uplift the welfare of everybody. Now, I want to touch a bit about the role of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, or Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. And I just want to let you know, you already know what we do. You know, to project, protect, promote Kenya's interests, which is very important. Kenya comes first. Everybody else comes number 7, number 8. Kenya is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Menipata? So we already know that. But to do that, we need to grow this economy. This economy needs our support. Without Ministry of Foreign Affairs, hii story yote unasikia bottom up itazimia. So we are the ones who will bring bottom up to fruition by bringing investors. My dream and one of my plans is to have a factory in every county, brought because of our work in this ministry, so that our children can get jobs right here at home and grow the economy. I'm looking at it long term and asking myself, why can't Kenya be the hub of production for the rest of the African continent? We're importing things from Europe, West, East, the East and other places to bring them here, and every other country in Africa is importing. Why can't they import them from Kenya? Mnanipata? We become a manufacturing country. We supply food and everything from this country, and we can do it. It's all about moving forth. I was being interviewed this morning for an article that will appear sometime next week. And somebody asked me, now we saw President Kibaki was in the East. We're leaning to the East. Is Ruto leaning to the West? I said, no, we are leaning to the world. Our job is to serve the world. You know, we look at all countries equally and we work for the world. Our main interest is to promote our interests and to be able to get forward. So economic diplomacy will be a very big thing, and we'll be able to work through with you and see how we can get businesses. We want to open markets. If you look at the figures, and most of you know, our trade balance is imbalanced in favor of other countries. Kama zote, si ndio? Yes. Kama zote. We need to flip it. Nataka kusoma moja nione ya kwamba we are actually making more money than they are making from us. Are you with me? We need to open in new markets. Brazil, a country of what, 215 million people, 13th largest GDP. We sell nothing in Brazil. Hatuuzi kitu, hata mutura tujapeleka huko. We sell nothing to Brazil, yet they have money. So we now have to sell our products to the world. We are flying Embraers here from Brazil, we sell nothing to Brazil. Very little. So many countries. So we have now to look, the rest of the government will work. It's our job to do economic diplomacy, create new markets with the other ministries, so that now Kenya can shine. We change this imbalance in trade. We also need to market Kenya as a preferred investment and tourist destination. Watu wakuje Kenya. Unajua ukienda America, I grew up in America, they just think of Africa as one basket. We need to stand alone and talk about Kenya. We bring tourists here. The president or prime minister of Spain was with us, and they were telling us Spain has a population of about 47, 48 million people, just like us. They get 84 million tourists a year. We get barely 1.5 million a year. Shame on us. Na hawana wanyama, hawana nyani, hawana tumbili, hawana fisi. Si ndio? Hawana, si tuko nayo. So we'll have to change, and it will start with us marketing and making sure people come to Kenya. We make Kenya the preferred tourist destination. We get that money coming here. But I also want to create jobs for Kenyans. You know, abroad. It's part of our economic plan. Create for jobs abroad. Right now, money coming, remittances from overseas are giving us 350 to 400 billion shillings. My plan is to grow them to 1 trillion within a year, coming from overseas. Kwa kupanga vitu vizuri. And I'll talk about the diaspora in a little bit. We need to go out, and I think our ambassadors are listening. We look for scholarships for our students. Kuna wakati wa scholarships. And I want to assure everybody in this country that scholarships will be given on a matter of fairness. Nitatafuta watu fair. So that when you apply from wherever you are in Kenya, you are chosen because you are able, not because wewe ni mtoto wa fulani. So that now there's fairness. Watu wajue ya kwamba unaweza toka chini ukafika juu without knowing somebody. You get scholarship, you go and study, it changes your life. I want to talk a little bit about welfare. That's point number 4. You know, the welfare of staff is very important to me, has always been. And I want to work with staff that are happy. Today, this morning, I came to the office at 7. I won't be coming at 7 every time, don't worry. I just came today at 7. And I walked around, and Kamau has done a good job, looked around. pole wale nilihamisha magari yenu, but tunawapangia mahali pazuri pa kwenda. Ndio hata au ukiona gari imeenda lakini panakaa vizuri, si ndio? So that now we make it easier for all of us. But I want to have staff welfare, staff working environment for all of you to be so good that on Saturdays, on Sundays, umetoka kanisa, bwana wako anakuangalia, anakuuliza, are you okay darling? You know, unaangalia bibi yako na bibi yako anakuuliza, are you okay honey? Kwa sababu you have a withdrawal, you wish you were in the office. Because it's that good to work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Manipata? Because you just want to be at work, because it's a nice working environment. So we're going to make it a very good working environment for all of you. And this is the whole issue of fair chance. I want you to feel that you're working in a place, and the ministry has done very well, but we're even going to improve it. Fair chance in terms of postings. Mambo ya opacness hatutaki. Your opacness ilishe huko kwa IBC. Nothing will be opaque. The postings zitakuwa zinakuja kwa table yangu na post na approve. Si ndio? Because I want kila mtu aonje na aende, si mtu mmoja anaenda mara 10, mmoja anaenda mara 1, mwingine mara 3 kama dawa. You know, tunafanya fairness. Mnanipata watu wangu? Si ndio? But you see, that fair chance also even trips. You know, one of the reasons people like this ministry is because you can be able to travel, you know. And I was telling Ambassador Kabira here now, even as I work on my calendar, I want to be able to travel with members of staff from different departments. Sindio? Nikienda ngambo kidogo, naenda na watu kadhaa. Si lazima niende na wale wa all the time, the same people, sindio? Unaenda na wengine even very junior staff, you know. Wengine wanaenda kushangaa mataa kidogo, ni sawa, natembea nao. You know, we make these trips. So you know, and then it enables you to grow and expand your mind and your growth na kila kitu. Inaendelea mzuri. And then it goes on very well. Hand in hand it comes with promotions. I'm very keen on promotions. Hii mambo ya kumaktai mali moja kama askari wa jeshi ile nchi kavu si mzuri. You know? We look at promotions, you need to be promoted, you're promoted. We look for the money, you get promoted. It is your right. Unajua kuna watu wengine mtu akipromotiwa anawashwa. Shetani ashindwe. You'd think pesa ni yao, mshahara ni yao. Wacha watu wakuwe promoted, wapande vyeo, wapate pesa kwa mfuko. You know what I mean? Wainuke waendelee mbele. It's your right. That's why you are public servants. So that, you know, we want to make public service so, you know, enchanting that everybody wants to work for us because of that sense of fair chance. As we look at this aspect of economic, I'm not going to say, "Aki, endeni mtafute trade, nataka nini." No, I won't make demands. We'll set targets, but we'll retrain. We'll have training sessions to train our ambassadors, to train our officers here and overseas on how best to get these biasharas. Mnaelewa? We'll teach you tricks of the trade. We'll get business people teaching you tricks of the trade so that we can compete with other countries, so that we can be ahead. So we'll be doing a lot of retraining to get into this new mode of economic diplomacy. Nimesikia watu wengine wajalipa mishahara, especially huko in the diaspora, in the missions. Wamesema wataki mishahara yao, wanajua nchi yetu iko na shida ya pesa, kwa hivyo wakasema tusiwalipe mishahara. Si ni kweli? We know there are disbursements problems that we've been facing. I'm going to unlock all those problems. I'm a politician. I'll bulldoze treasury and everywhere. So poleni sana our teams all over the world. I know there's been a big challenge. Our PS hajakuwa akilala going everywhere, lakini si mtu wa siasa. Mimi ni mtu wa siasa. Me, I can throw tantrums. Simnaelewa? But I'm a public servant who has worked in government and know how government runs. So I have that added advantage. I'm also aware of issues to deal with the budget. I'm aware of issues to deal with renovations and everything. Nasikia kuna missions zingine zetu, ukipata mgeni unampitisha back door, una avoid corridor mbili kwa sababu they are really dilapidated. We are going to work on that, and we are going to make sure they work. And I'm going to also make sure that the president sees the conditions of our buildings. I have told our ambassador, the director of Department of Assets this morning, anipatie picha mzuri kutoka huko vile hiyo Madhogodhanyo yuko namna hiyo, nipelekee William Ruto aone vile watu wake wanaishi. Hiyo aibu ndio pesa ichomoke, si ndio? Ndio tukupate pesa, ndio tuweze kufanya kazi mbele, ndio tusonge mbele. So we'll be able to do a lot of these things. We are going to have regular meetings. You know, we'll have a lot of retreats together where we can talk. I'm going to organize sessions within the next 3 months so I can meet each and every department. Tunakaa chini department, tunapiga story. Wananiambia shida zenu nini, mambo mazuri, what we need to do about your welfare. And then we look at other things about your welfare so we can be able to improve them. Number 5, let me talk a little bit about some of the work that we need to do. And one is that we want to work with other ministries. I've realized that our ministry, there are so many pending agreements, so many pending documents because Minister of Lands ijafuatilia, Attorney General iko shida, nini. Now, my plan is to actually, is a plan that has been there. I want to plant foreign affairs officers in ministries so that they can be the liaison between us and that ministry with powers enough to walk, and I'll bring it to cabinet. Our ministry officials in ministries will be able to walk into cabinet secretary offices, permanent secretaries, and say, you are letting Kenya down because we have not done this and this, so that you can sign the MOU, we can sign the JCC, so we can sign these regulations so that our country can be ahead. So we'll do that. So some of yourselves prepare yourselves, you will be posted to other ministries so that you can take our agenda over there. Namna hiyo. I also want to look at establishment of international jobs in every ministry so that you can be able to grow some of these new ideas, etc., etc. Let me talk a little bit about the diaspora issues. You know, the diaspora are calling me, they want to know what I'm saying about these things. So let me talk about diaspora. You know, diaspora is very important. I have been in the diaspora. I know the challenges. And I'm going to work closely with the diaspora so that we can grow the amount of money they bring to this country up to 1 trillion shillings a year and beyond. But for them to be able to comfortably do that, we need to set up systems that make them comfortable. We'd like them to save money in Kenya. We'll work with the banking sector so that you can also save your money in Kenya, not just in a bank in Europe or Asia or Middle East. Save your money in Kenya. Utaporudi nyumbani utakuta pesa yako iko hapa. So that our banks have your money, or we open a fund so that that money stays here. We can even borrow it and build roads and other things, but your money is in Kenya. I want to create a system for diaspora so that when they are doing projects, when they're working on projects here, they can be able to track their projects. They can have legal, and non-architects. They can have contractors they can work with. Ndio unapotumiwa picha ya nyumba, unajua hiyo ni nyumba yako. Si baadaye kutoka ngambo unakuja hapa, unakuta hiyo nyumba haikuwa yako, ilikuwa ya jirani, mahali yako iko na mbuzi 2 na ng'ombe 1. Haikujengwa, pesa ilienda namna hiyo na relatives. So I want the diaspora to be facilitated. So when they are sending their money, they know they are sending their money to a country that has systems that is protecting their money. We'd like to get a lot of remittances, money to be banked here. When you bank your money, where you are, you're enriching that country. Bank at home, to our commercial banks, our strong banks. Wacha pesa ikuje Kenya. Let our banks grow, they employ more people. You are helping grow the economy in your own way, and your savings are in Kenya. Wakati unakuja holiday, you walk into a bank, unatumia ATM, unatoa pesa, unaenda holiday, unanunulia mama hii na hii with your money that is in Kenya. You don't have to look for money for every time you want to come home, etc., etc. When you've got people here, when they get hospitalized, you know you've got an account, you can transfer pesa, you know, that is already here. It's automatic, it's chap. Student, you can pay school fees, chap, with a bank account that is here from the diaspora. So kazi yetu as a ministry is to facilitate all that in terms of diaspora to ensure it work. I'm very keen on the diaspora bond, and I'm very keen also on those diaspora organizations. And whenever I travel, I'll be meeting a lot of them. Now, we also need, as a staff, to be able to treat our Kenyans well. I'm not saying we treat them badly, but I've been in the diaspora. Kenyans complain that they're not treated properly. You know, Mkenya aliye ng'ambo na Mkenya aliye hapa, huyo ndio anatuandika kazi. So when Kenyans come to our missions and embassies, we want to treat them like gods. We want to treat them well. Let them feel proud to come to a Kenyan mission and get in there, to come to an embassy, you know, to a consulate, wakiingia hapo, wanajivunia kuwa wa Kenya, they are treated well, the special treatment for Kenyans more than for the others. Mnanipata? Wa Kenya namba moja. So that our diaspora feel, yes, they can trust us even with their money and their support. And then we make things clear. For example, we need to be very clear about passports. Kenyans, we want until the last minute, ndio nataka passport upate kesho. We tell people, yes, if you want to get your passport tomorrow, even though it takes 2 weeks, you can get your passport tomorrow, you just pay more. Sinakwanga hivyo. Hata visa in the world, you want your visa 24 hours, you pay $1,000, you get your visa 24 hours. Ama unataka in 1 week, you pay this $300. We'll do the same for passports and other documents, so that a Kenyan who is in a hurry wants to get a passport within 24, 48 hours, you know you pay $500 or whatever amount we come up with, you'll get your passport. Ile ya kawaida, utangojea, it'll take the normal time. So that it is very clear to Kenyans about their documents and about their rights. And we will have officers in every embassy, every mission dealing with diaspora issues, so they can be able to deal and tackle all those issues. Also, I'm very keen on protecting the interests and the welfare of Kenyans. We have very many incidents around the world about Kenyans getting arrested with drugs, wanafungiwa, hata akifungiwa ni Mkenya. And my view is this: when a Kenyan is arrested, especially in some of these Asian countries, it's very, very strict. You are arrested with the drugs. We can try and negotiate akuja afungiwe hapa Kenya. We can try and negotiate wafungiwa hapa kwetu. Si mnaelewa? Wengine wanafungiwa huko, conditions are very bad. They are still Kenyans, wamefanya makosa, bado ni watoto wetu, ni watoto wenu. So we take care of our Kenyans. Consular affairs, we're able to visit them in jail, we're able to make sure they are okay, we're able to inform their parents. Mtoto wako amefunga miaka 10, alikuwa amenona, sasa amekonda kidogo, lakini yuko sawa, anatumiwa picha, hiyo miaka inaenda, mtoto wako kufia huko. We take care of every Kenyan that is overseas. And we'll be able to set up systems to be able to do that, so that we tell Kenyans, you're important. The important thing for us to note as ministry officials is this: when a Kenya akivuka border, ameenda Uganda na bodaboda, ameenda Tanzania na matatu, ameingia ndege akaenda London, as soon as you cross the border to another country, you are an issue, or you are the responsibility of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Therefore, you are our responsibility. So usifikiri wengine si responsibility yetu. We take care of, when the president leaves this country, ataenda Sharm el-Sheikh hivi karibuni. Akiland huko Sharm el-Sheikh, akitoka tu hivi, anakuwa responsibility yetu. Sina kwanga namna hiyo. Yeye, ni Mkenya kama sisi. He is our responsibility. We take care of him. So we take care of every Kenyan that is crossing the border, akienda mahali ingine, amekwama airport. We'll set up the systems and the procedures to take care of our people who are living overseas. We've had issues of Kenyans suffering. We've had issues. This morning, I had a meeting with the Saudi ambassador, His Excellency and Khalid. He came to my office, wonderful gentleman. We had a good talk, and we asked a few questions like, why all of a sudden, within the last 6 months, Saudi Arabia is in the air, or what is happening? Is it something that has triggered? Has it been going on? What is happening? Why the bad name? Why is there propaganda? What can we do? Because Saudi Arabia is a very important country to us. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is very important to us. They are a friendly nation. We need to sort out this problem and find out, is it a problem in Saudi Arabia really, or is it a problem in Kenya with our agents and how others are treated? So I am going to get to the bottom of this problem. It's a foreign affairs problem, not just a labor problem. Unajua tunasema mambo ya labor. We are going to sort it out here. We're working with Minister of Labor and others, but we're going to make it our issue so that no Kenyan suffers while they're overseas. So we can get to know the truth. And I've told the ambassador that yes, they have received a lot of negative press. We are going to ensure that everything is smoothened. We work well as friends. We've got a lot of bilateral agreements with Saudi Arabia. We move on. But the rights of Kenyans have to be protected. And I asked him one question. I said, why do you confiscate Kenyan passports? He said they don't. He gave me a document and said we don't confiscate Kenyan passports. No passport is taken by the Saudi government. The passports are actually confiscated by the agents, the people who take Kenyans there. That's one of the things that I will ban. You don't keep a Kenyan passport. Only Kenyan officials or government officials can hold a Kenyan passport. Every Kenyan akuwe na passport yake kwa mfuko. Si ndio? Right of movement. To protect our people. Everywhere you work in the world, ukishiba utakuja nyumbani, you should be able to walk out and go home. Because you have a home to come to. And so we have agreed that I will visit Saudi Arabia next week. I'll meet the officials. I'll meet the Kenyans in Saudi Arabia. I'll be able to talk to them and understand the problem. But before then, this coming Monday, I'd like to announce that I want to hold a meeting at our Upper Hill offices. Inaitwa nini hiyo? Building 316 Upper Hill Chambers. I want to hold a meeting on the 15th floor in the boardroom with the representatives. I think there are 15 or 16 or 20 people of these agencies that send people over there so that I can listen to them. Even as they deal with labor, let me listen to them before I go to Saudi Arabia. And then Saudi Arabia, I'll meet the others there and I'll listen to Kenyans. Then I come back with the Ministry of Labor, and within 2 weeks, we will be able to provide to Kenyans a new formula, a new system that will ensure that the dignity of our people is protected and the friendship we have with Saudi Arabia is also maintained. And everybody is happy. And our children are taken care of and our friends are happy with us. In a good way. I'm a very strong bargainer. You know, Kenyans first. We maintain our friends, but Kenyans first. Now, moving on. I was asked during vetting about the Kenyan passport. And I want to introduce a service passport. So we'll work through that. So there's a service passport for a certain cadre, and then diplomatic passports. So that diplomatic passports are not abused. That will also help us in our ranking of our passport. Ile blue passport ni ya wananchi wa kawaida ya mama boga, ya kijana wa bodaboda, yule mtu biashara, ikue Kenya has a stronger passport that can go to many countries. Some countries are so, their passport is so strong, they can basically walk in and out of any country in the world without a visa. We want to get our country to that standard. So that our Kenyans can also go without the shame of being asked maswali nyingi, umetoka wapi, una bibi wangapi, kwa nini huyu alienda wapi, watoto uko wapi, hiyo shida nyingi unaulizwa, baba yako ni nani, baba yako anafanya nini, so that you can just go overseas for 2 days alafu rudi. We want to remove that shame, so that even how Kenyans are treated when they go for visas, there's respect. Lakini unajua hiyo respect inapeana na pesa. If we have money, uko sawa. If our country is rich, tuko sawa, unapewa heshima. The poorer you are, the more problematic things are. But I'm going to enhance that so that we improve the strength of the Kenyan passport. So move from number 85 to number 30. That's my target at the very minimum, number 30. We see what we can do. That will mean also re-engineering our diplomatic passport, who gets it, how they get it, who has it. So those are issues that we'll be able to work on. And finally, I want to raise the profile of our ministry. Our ministry profile, unajua hii ndio the most important ministry in this country. in terms of presenting our country, the face, the image of our country. And I think that's why the president hired me to this very important position. I want our ministry's image to rise, but that starts also with our own image. Najua tumefinyika kwa building hapa, unakuta balozi kama Balozi Kabira alikuwa anakaa Palesho office huko Canberra, Palesho home. Wa balozi kama yeye anakuja hapa anapewa ka cubicle, choo ni down the corridor, anaanza kupata heart attack na trauma, anaanza kufikiri ni shida. Hiyo inakuwa mbaya sana, si ndio? We want to improve the standards, and that is why we are working with the president and others. And I'm going to push very much, and I hope that in the next few months we're going to break ground in a new office, possibly somewhere near State House or Upper Hill, somewhere there. We can build a new office for our ministry that is befitting the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then all of us can work from the same building. So, you have a comfortable building so that you come from overseas, you come back here, you are first officer, second officer, wherever you are. Wanitaka councillor, second councillor. Ukija hapa, uko sawa. Ile maisha ulikuwa unaishi nayo ngambo, haijabadilika ukienda kwa ofisi, si ndio? Uko sawa kabisa. Then you can work the long hours that the president talked about yesterday. We are the ones to provide standards of protocol to the country. The protocol team, wapi Balozi Betty yuko hapa? Yeah, the protocol team, she's done a wonderful job. I have traveled with her several times. She's very good at what she does. And we want to set the protocol and the standards for our country, so that our country has a certain standard. When we were being sworn in, I got all our cabinet secretaries to take official photos. The president took official yake. All of us took official photos. Nice photos. Standing, so we have portfolio. When a minister is traveling to a country, we can create a portfolio with a good picture. Si ile picha mtu anakaa asifu ni mbuzi imepatwa kwa mataa. Like this, amepigwa na hilo shock. So good portfolios, good CVs. We set the standard for our country. We set the standards and then we move, and then everything will move forward. Lastly, I'm a stickler for efficiency. I'm a stickler for neatness. So mtaona nimezunguka kwa ofisi leo, nikaona a lot of occupational health hazards, wires hanging around, a few things, we don't have money and all that. So we are going to change a lot of things, but I want you to be neat. We're going to change a few things. I don't like papers on the walls, signage ya makaratasi kwa mlango, vitu kama hizo. We're going to change the way we operate so that you come to MFA here or Upper Hill, you are not sure whether you're in Kenya or whether you're in Sydney or in Canberra or in, or in Tokyo or anywhere in this world, developed world. You can see how things are run. And we set the standards and that uniformity of our area. That way, because we want to attract a lot of conferences to come to this country, so that when these conference people, when you call somebody to a mission, they look nice. When they come here, they look nice. Unaelewa? So we can invest, we can get investors coming here, they come to offices, we're not feeling ashamed, things are up to a certain standard. So I'll be asking you tafadhali, ukwe smart kabisa. Mimi nakuanga smart. Si ndio? Majority niko smart. Nikuwe smart, tukue smart, tukue neat, our office places ikue safi, so anybody can walk in at any time. I'll be walking in, unannounced, sitting down, talking to you, so that we can improve our welfare and a lot of other things. Mwisho kabisa, we'd like to get more money for this ministry. This ministry will be getting slightly more money because of Diaspora, but I want us to get much, much more money. The money that we deserve to get, like other countries which are well funded. So I will fight for that. Nitapigana sana. And I'll be lobbying with members of parliament. I'll be traveling with them, and I will be lobbying them. We'll have friends out there. We are going to make sure we get money we deserve, so that we can be able to achieve our goals very, very well. I think I've spoken for long. Sinimeongea vizuri? Sinimpigia makofi. I'm a very easy go guy. Like the PS, I don't take the lifts a lot. You'll find me walking up and down the stairs. You know, maybe not to go 316. Lakini hapa I go up and down the stairs. You meet with me, nisalimie, tuongee, tupige story, tujuane, si ndio? We're just the same. Mimi na wewe, there's no difference. We've just been given different duties to do in life at this particular time. So there's no difference between you and mimi. Damu yako na yangu ni nyekundu. We're just, okay, that's why I want all of us to be humble with each other. Ukiwa ni mdosi mahali, you are an ambassador. Ukiwa ni a senior man, a senior lady somewhere, uko na ofisi umekalia kiti, si yako. It's just an opportunity umepewa na Mwenyezi Mungu. So be humble. Nyenyekea. Be humble. Treat all workers vizuri. You know, treat everybody with respect, and they respect you back, and we enforce efficiency. Wale watu wanalegea, we kick them out. We want people who don't pull others down. Everybody gets through their work, and then utakuwa weekend unakuja kazini hata bila kuulizwa. Ndio tuweze kusongeza nchi yetu. So our missions, our embassies, our high commissions, I want to let you know that I'll be traveling to as many as possible, and I'll find a way of visiting each one of them. So I'd like to go everywhere and meet our staff out on the field and talk to you about your issues and talk to you about what you want to do, and be able to hold hands with you and we move this ministry to the next level, and then this country to the next level. For me, if you succeed, I succeed. If I succeed, President Ruto succeeds. If President Ruto succeeds, the mwananchi wa Kenya ana succeed. And that's our target. And that's my target. And that's what I want to do. So nikasema, wacha niwaite huo mkutano wa kwanza, niwajulishe, msikie sauti yangu, mjue ni mimi yule tu, jamaa wa Cobra Squad ni huyu. Ni yule tu, aliyekuwa msemaji wa serikali ni yule tu, Alfred Mutua, mimi sina mengi, ni mimi tu hapa. Na tutafanya kazi pamoja na tusonge mbele. I want to thank you very much, and nasema Mungu mbele. Si ndio? Mungu mbele. And we work for the government of the day, and we're working for this government, and we'll be able to continue. We'll be making a few changes here and there as we go along to ensure that people are aligned properly, and it's going to be very, very fair. I'm a very fair person, so I'll be very, very fair, so that hata ukiona unasema yes, huyo ana deserve. Hata kama ulikuwa unataka lakini unaona wamepatia huyu, hata yeye ana deserve, si ndio? It's supposed to be like that. Sema huyu kweli tulikuwa the same, ana deserve. Si kwanza kuuliza na koyo hakuna mambo ya kujuana hapa, si ndio? Thank you very much, Bwana PS, and thank you for the good team good work that you've done. And he's doing a wonderful job for us. We have he's the one actually holding this ministry with President Uhuru Kenyatta as we do negotiations in Ethiopia, negotiations for the DRC and others. And with his brain and diplomacy and everything, I know we'll be able to succeed, because we want to have our region to be strong as we move towards integration, so that you can wake up one morning and just cross the border and move to Uganda and do your business and come back without shida nyingi. Everything is the same. That's what we want to do. So that you can go to Burundi, DRC, others, do your biashara, nunua nguo, nunua nini ukuje uze, all the same. We move towards that integration system that the President has been talking about. Nimesema asante. Poleni sana wale ambao nimewaamsha. Mnaweza kurudi kulala saa hii. Wale ambao wanaenda kulala, good night. Sisi wengine tunasema good evening and good afternoon. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua.